Komano Manato is an A-rank fire rupture agent that is going to release as part of the 2.3 update for Zenless Zone Zero, alongside Lucia, an S-rank limited ether support agent, and Ydhari, an S-rank limited ice rupture agent. In this video, we will be exploring the controversial decision that has sparked yet another division within the ZZZ fanbase, which is the classification of Manato as an A-rank instead of a limited S-rank agent. Before proceeding with the video though, make sure to subscribe for more future content regarding Zenless Zone Zero, just like this one, since I'll be most likely going to be playing the new 2.2 update when it comes out. So, make sure to be on the watch out for that. But anyway, with that being said, let's get into it. Consider this the first and only spoiler warning for content related to Chapter 2. If you don't want to get spoiled, skip to the timestamp shown on screen or head to the chapter shown in the description below. Komano Manato was first introduced in the game after the 2.1 update released, which featured brand new story content starring Alice Steinfeld and Ukiname Yuzuha, both characters being part of the new faction called the Spook Shack. Manato is explained to be one of Yuzuha's classmates and a very close friend of hers, and by the end of the Chapter 2 storyline, Yuzuha and Manato end up bonding with Alice, the latter belonging to a noble family which has been involved with a major story arc regarding ether corruption called Mayasba, which will be further explained in the upcoming episode on September 4th. Manato is described to be a pretty careless character, but ultimately has good and well-intended actions at heart. He might look tough on the outside, but throughout the story, he has proven to be someone that deeply cares about his friends and gets concerned when they might be in danger, even putting his own life on the line as seen in Chapter 2 when Alice, Yuzuha, and Phaethon are held as captives inside the Lemnian Hollow. Komano Manato quickly became one of the most recent anticipated characters to become playable in future updates. His design was very popular for multiple reasons, but it was clear that he was quickly winning the hearts of many fans since he was introduced to the game. 2.1 was one of the longest updates in terms of duration we ever received, lasting a total of 7 weeks instead of the usual 6 weeks for other updates. This extended duration came with an interesting aftermath, a huge disparity and uncertainty for when the dread marketing was going to drop. People weren't certain whether he was going to release for 2.1 or 2.2, and people were pretty quick to jump to conclusions. Although, time didn't pass for too long until 2.1's dread marketing arrived, and Manato wasn't there. Manato fans were in shambles because of the lack of news regarding his character, but that didn't last for long either. Here's where I want to show you what I consider was the point that absolutely broke the camel's back and started to divide the fanbase to a point of no return. Leakers didn't take long to assess the fact that Manato neither appeared for 2.2's remarketing and instead could potentially release as an S-rank agent alongside Zhao, a Bonifarian agent shown many months ago when the first teaser trailer for the version 2 of Zenless Zone Zero was first announced. Of course, at the end of the day, this wasn't even a leak, but an assumption made by a leaker to explain why his remarketing was completely absent for 2 updates in a row. This, of course, didn't only spark even more uncertainty, but caused a big fracture in the fanbase which advocated for different sides. Manato being an A-rank or Manato being an S-rank. Manato fans, which aren't too well received inside the fanbase, were hopeful that the constant delay could translate to the favorite upcoming character releasing as an S-rank and backed up the leaker's claim. But the other side, which advocated for the character being an A-rank, seemed that didn't agree with this idea based on either pure apathy towards Manato fans or mere personal preference. Regardless of the reasonings, one thing was certain: people couldn't agree on whether Manato was going to an A or an S rank. This amount of uncertainty and division will be kept intact until the 2.2 update showcase video dropped on the official channel of Zenless Zone Zero. The 2.2 update showcase premiered on the 22nd of August of 2025, showing all the details regarding the upcoming characters Seed and Orpheus, alongside events that will be coming with the update. The stage was set. People were starting to build hype towards the new update featuring a very beloved character, Orpheus of course, and fans were ecstatic. But that didn't last for too long either. A handful of hours after the showcase, a Twitter notification was sent to everyone that had them enabled in ZZZ's official account, and what the notification was for shocked not only millions of players, but even myself. Komano Manato's trip marking finally arrived, marking 2.3 the official update in which he was going to be featured. You will believe this will be a happy ending. Their favorite character finally releasing, getting news on when he's coming and what his role was. But the news didn't stop there. Two more characters were announced in that same time frame: Lucia, an Ether support agent from Spook Shack, and Ydhari, an Ice Rupture agent from Spook Shack, as well. If you connect the dots, you start to notice the issue here. Only 2 agents out of these 3 can be S-rank agents. Fans started to check their individual agent records to notice their animation. A-ranks have a still image instead of a moving animation. It was Lucia and Ydhari. Komano Manato was the upcoming A-rank character for the 2.3 update. A very quick glance at his agent story reply shows a very sharp disagreement of this decision, arguing that he was one of the most popular male characters in the game and it deserved to be an S-rank. More than ever, more than before, the disparity grew stronger, dwarfing the views of Lucia's and Ydhari's agent records by a whopping 2 million views, both the official English account and even the official Japanese account. Users started to shame others on social media, and even one particular user pointed out the fragment of an interview made to the ZZZ devs in which people assumed that Manato was the one being referenced to. An expectation that was built around the lack of response that lasted many months was quickly shattered, opaquing their interest and hype around the upcoming release of the 2.2 update. Yet again, controversy tainted the ZZZ fandom one more time, and this time over handsome, fire and buff man. However, I don't want to end the video on a negative note. Even despite all the fire that is being propelled out of Manato fans' mouths as we speak, alongside the vocal majority that somehow hate male characters in gacha games, and yes, those people exist. I have seen them. This hasn't killed my interest towards the 2.2 update, and users are in the same boat as me here. If you noticed one particular pattern throughout the evidence of this video, I showcased only Twitter screenshots, and for one single reason. Twitter fucking sucks. I won't delve into all the sheer amount of controversies in which ZZZ was the target of in this platform, but if you guys want to know that, let me know. But this is not the first time in which the fandom has been divided over something so trivial, and at the end of the day, wasn't even that big of a deal. This essay was meant to showcase all the context and ordered events which led to the unfortunate disappointment of many fans of this character, and to some degree, I actually do empathize with them. People are passionate about games in their own way, and I do think it's valid to respect those feelings. However, I don't agree with attacking other users for not agreeing with your taste, and I don't agree with how the fanbase has been treating one another after this decision. We all have something in common, for fuck's sake. We love this game for what it is, we love the characters that are in it, and the most important part of it all, we fucking love women and we fucking love men. Am I right? Am I right? Well, maybe not the latter, but you know, shout out to the male character haters out there. I dedicate this video towards every single one of you. And with that, we finally end the essay. This was very fun to record, I'm not gonna lie, and also it was the first time I make a video reading a script. I will be leaving the link of the script in the description. It is a Google document with every single one of my sources, and you know, when I say something that I checked specifically for its source will be underlined, and on the right of that underlined text will be a number, and it will be associated with its according link. I don't have much else to say except, you know, thank you for the support. If you have been seeing me for a while, I do appreciate all of you. But if you're new to the channel, subscribe, leave a like, but please subscribe. I would love to keep growing as a YouTube channel. I do this as a hobby, and that's pretty much all I have to say. And again, thank you for watching, thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, yeah, bye. Find a treasure, a growing bright.